Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, May 9th, 2012. There's a lot to cover. Let's jump right into the charts. First, we're going to start off with the U.S. dollar index futures chart. And one thing I want to point out today about the dollar is that it is soaring higher. Take a look at it intraday here. We go to a 10-minute chart. You'll see the dollar really spiking all the way past the $80 level, trading up into the 80.30 area. Now, the dollar does have some resistance up here, so we got to watch for that. But nonetheless, when the dollar is higher, that tells us one thing: the market is lower. This morning, the futures are trading lower by 12 points at the moment to 1346.50. It has been quite a fall. If the dollar starts to move higher, expect these futures to trade lower. There are a lot of problems coming out of Europe this morning, causing the dollar to get stronger by the minute. I believe that Spain, their 10-year bond yield is over 6%. The Spanish market is down sharply at the moment. I believe it is down somewhat close to 3.5% at the moment. That's a huge decline. That's a major, major fall in a single trading day. And there's still 3 hours left in the market over there. So, again, we have to watch this very, very closely. But right now, the market is getting hit pretty hard here, and it is really getting crushed in Europe. Now, a couple of things to go over there in Europe I just want to talk about. Italy is down about 1.7%. I believe the London FTSE is open, so that's down about 1.1%. That's a decent little decline. But Germany is holding up very, very well. I believe the German DAX is only down about 0.1%, and the French CAC is down about 0.75%. So it looks to be, in this order: Spain, Italy, England, which can print their own money. Let's not rule that out. The English market can print their own money, the FTSE. Then you have the CAC and then the DAX. So Germany doing the best, and actually they had pretty good economic data out released earlier. So I guess that is something positive. But it looks like Germany is the only country benefiting from the euro right now. So we'll see how that plays out. But nonetheless, Spain is getting crushed this morning, down over 3.5%. And you see it right here. U.S. dollar index is just soaring today. And the dollar goes up, the market goes down. And that's the bottom line. It's the only chart you need to follow if you don't want to listen to all this European news and noise that comes out every other minute. Now, a couple other things to talk about today. When the dollar is up, we should all know what's going to be down. Gold. Gold will be lower. Dollar higher, gold lower. Bottom line, gold is trading around 153.70. Again, anytime the dollar increases, the markets will inflate. Gold is the greatest indicator of inflation and deflation. Right now, gold is deflating, and so are the stock markets. Let's take a look at oil, which is also deflating. Take a look at the USO. Spot crude today is down over $1. That's a pretty good fall we've had in crude now. Spot crude trading around the $96 area, down about $1.02, $1.03 at the moment. Take a look at the USO, down to 36.26. This is a very, very good fall for USO. There's going to be some short-term support around 35.76. If that level breaks, oil could go all the way, the USO rather, could go all the way down to 34, maybe 34.25. So again, oil's in a very sensitive position, but when the dollar is stronger, oil will go down, gasoline will go down. It's just the way it is. So the president could stop getting a task force and basically just look at the dollar, strengthen the dollar, you get oil down all you want. Right now you have oil down sharply, and again, USO trading around that 36.25 level. They'll be supported 35.75 and 34.20. So those are two levels you got to watch for there. But once again, it's all about the dollar. All right, let's take a look here at Asia last night. Asian markets were hit pretty hard. The big loser last night, believe it or not, was the Shanghai index, down, I believe, 1.65%. So the Shanghai was down sharply. That tells us that we have to be careful on all the Asian ADRs if the U.S. markets are weak. So watch stocks like Baidu. That could be in the weak camp today. Watch stocks like China Mobile, ticker symbol CHL. That could be in the weak camp today. Watch stocks like Sina, ticker symbol SINA. That could be in the weak camp as well. All of these stocks are likely to be under pressure, especially if the U.S. markets are weak, and they are very weak to start the day today. Now let's cover some stocks that are in the news. We're going to start off with this, excuse me, we're going to start off with this SodaStream, ticker symbol SODA. SodaStream, let's get that up there. Stock's having a very, very good day. It is a strong gap up, so we'll see if they can squeeze this thing. The big resistance level for this stock, believe it or not, is going to be at $37. I'm not sure if it gets there. It looks like the stock could have some resistance at $35.90, but 37 is the big level. It's a strong gap, so give it the upside bias. Don't look to get in front of this thing today because it can squeeze. Okay, it's coming from a weak technical position. Big gap up like that is usually for real, and you want to watch that one very closely. Let's take a look at this Mercado Libre. This was a market leader as well. Today it is falling again. Stock should have some support though coming up. You'll see it's trading at $81.22, closed at $88 yesterday. Pretty good decline. I think traders can watch for a potential bounce at two levels. One, you're going to watch the 76.60 level, maybe around that area, and then you're going to watch the $70 area. Those are two levels where Mercado Libre could see a bounce, but remember, weak markets, you want to go with the lower level because everything will get pulled down and these things will not get a bounce because they're already weak to begin with. But Mercado Libre is a stock I think you can look for a bounce around both of those levels. I would go with the, obviously, the 76.60 area and then the $70 area. Both are two potential bounce levels for that stock. Let's take a look at Disney. Let's take a look at Disney today. Disney had earnings, I believe, yesterday, trading around the 44.30 level. Can't make much out of it. I don't see much upside in the stock, maybe around the $45 area, but that's really about it. Nonetheless, stock is pulling back, trading around 44 at the moment. Not a big deal either way. Let's take a look here. That's pretty much all I have on my list. I have GSK, which is GlaxoSmithKline. I believe they're still continuing a hostile takeover. That stock is trading down a little bit, and this is pretty much it. Stock has good support around this 45 area and more support around 44.50. But this is a takeover, so I don't think you want to make too much out of it. GlaxoSmithKline has taken over Human Genome. I believe they're doing a hostile takeover, so stock's getting hit a little bit on that news, but nothing dire. Still a lot of support around the 45 to 44.50 level. Alrighty, everybody, that's going to wrap it up today. Nice and short. That's what we're looking at. There's not a lot out there in the way of movers, but a lot of stocks are down already. From this week, the markets have been very, very vulnerable and somewhat on the weaker side. So watch those names, and we'll see how this market plays out. But be careful here. A lot going on in this market today, especially with all the negative news out of Europe, and the U.S. dollar index is soaring to new highs. So be a little bit careful out there, and we'll see you all in the charts tomorrow. Take care, everyone.